Welcome to Movie Slice. Quick fun recaps of your favorite movies. Sharp, funny, and to the point. Hit subscribe and get your perfect slice of cinema. The story takes place in the capital of South Korea. Two idle men sneakily pry open a shipping container filled with a large amount of jewelry and gems. As they get excited about their discovery, a cat suddenly emerges from the container. Before Wang Nai can react, the cat pounces on him, leaving a scratch on his neck with its sharp claws. Initially, Wang Nai ignores the wound and continues to search through the box for gold watches. However, as the virus slowly spreads within Wang Nai's body, he starts losing his sanity. His companion tries to call Wang Nai to get in the car, but this only triggers his bloodthirsty nature. The next morning, Wang Nai wakes up by the Han River, now in a state of half-human, half-zombie. With what was left of his instincts, Wang Nai took one step at a time towards the center of Gangnam. Soon a man eating raw pork appeared on the busy streets, and this man was none other than the half-human, half-zombie Wang Nai. A crowd of onlookers takes out their phones to record the scene, unaware of the impending danger. As more and more people gather, Wang Nai, frightened, breaks through the crowd and runs off. On the way, he meets a water delivery worker. Wang Nai follows the worker's truck to a building. After seizing the opportunity when the water delivery worker wasn't paying attention, Wang Nai suddenly bit into his neck from behind. Having tasted human blood, Wang Nai was now fully transformed into a zombie. A horrifying massacre was about to begin, and the zombie virus quickly spread throughout the building. Those bitten by Wang Nai have turned into zombies. Madame Ayon, who is collecting rent in the building, sees this scene and orders his security guards to stop it. But in the face of so many bloodthirsty and brutal zombies, the security guards were pressed to the ground by the zombies as soon as they entered. Seeing that the situation has gone out of control, Madame On directly called the security guards downstairs to close all the doors with his walkie-talkie. Madame On wants to seal off what's happening in the building. As soon as the security guard locked the doors downstairs, a horde of zombies appeared behind him, and before he could call out for help, the zombies had already pounced on him on the ground. On the other side, Madame On and the others are being chased by the zombies. As they pass by a short video office, they decide to hide inside. Hoon-ji was the owner of this office. As soon as they came in, Madame On saw Wang Nai on the screen. Madame On was terrified and told everyone that this person was the one going on a rampage biting people in the mall. While everyone was still trying to make sense of the situation, On-ji, on the other hand, was unusually excited. This was the perfect opportunity for him to capture unique footage. On-ji thinks that if he can film all the biting monsters in the mall, it will be a sensation. On-ji led everyone as they rushed out, unaware that the security guard who came in with Madame On had already been bitten by a zombie. The group carefully made their way through the stairwell to the floor infested with zombies. Outside, there are biting zombies everywhere. Seeing this, the group was utterly shocked. Hoon-ji took out his phone, ready to film, but suddenly, a zombie appeared right in front of him. The screams attracted more zombies, and they started closing in on them. Luckily, Yun-suk kicked the zombie in front of him and closed the door just in time for the crowd to escape. They hurriedly ran upstairs. Minjong wanted to use her phone to call for help, but On-ji was only concerned about capturing footage for his video. As they argued, the zombie Wang Nai appeared before them. Yun-suk rushed forward without thinking. Although Yun-suk had some martial arts training, his regular attacks were ineffective against the now zombie Wang Nai. Soon, Yun-suk was thrown aside by Wang Nai. Then, Wang Nai lunged at On-ji and the others to save his own life. On-ji pushed one of his employees towards the zombie Wang Nai, sacrificing him to buy time for the rest to escape. They quickly ran back to the office. Sly On-ji continued to film through the glass window. Minjong tried to call for help with her phone, but Madame On knocked it to the ground. Madame On didn't want the incident to be known to preserve the building's reputation, while Madame On complained. Yun-suk and the others suddenly looked horrified. Yun-suk rushes up and fights with the zombie, but the zombie was like a dance master, with all sorts of difficult moves. While Yun-suk was fighting with the zombie, The zombie Wang Nai came again. Fearful, Hunji used Minjong as a shield. The building was now filled with zombies, searching every corner for prey. Hyun-suk led Minjong into a warehouse to hide. Realizing they couldn't stay hidden forever, they needed a way to escape. Hyun-suk looked around and found a radio on a shelf, and he came up with a way to get out. Hyun-suk first hung the radio in midair with a rope and then played a song. All the zombies were attracted to it, and even the dead zombies got up from the ground. While most of the zombies are captivated by the music, Hyun-suk pulls Minjong and runs towards the office, but they don't get very far before they encounter a zombie. Hyun-suk quickly got into a fight with the zombies. Minjong was about to help with a baseball bat when Onji, who had turned into a zombie, appeared behind her. Onji keeps touching Minjong's arm. At that moment, Minjong suddenly remembers the fighting technique that Hyun-suk taught her. After finishing off Onji, Minjong helped Hyun-suk to kill the zombie that was holding him down. They then made their way to the office, but just as they were about to call for help, they realized there was no signal on their phones, and even the landline didn't work. Knowing that waiting for rescue was no longer an option, Hyun-suk decided they had to find a way to escape on their own. Now that the mall is full of bloodthirsty and brutal zombies, they can only fight while looking for an exit. They finally managed to get rid of the zombies behind them with their coordination and flexible positioning. Hyun-suk initially planned to go to the basement through the stairwell to find an exit, but they heard zombies approaching, so they returned to the ground floor's main hall. As they came out, the zombies outside noticed them. To protect Minjong, Hyun-suk locked her inside a car while he attempted to distract the zombies with a baseball bat. However, as more zombies gathered, the car was surrounded. In a moment of panic, Minjong accidentally turned on the car's music, attracting all the zombies in the mall towards them. Hyun-suk, who was fighting outside, was also crushed by the zombies. Just as Hyun-suk is about to be eaten by the zombies, Minjong comes out of the car with a fire extinguisher. When the zombies smelled the fire extinguisher, they ran away like mice from cats. Hyun-suk was saved from the zombies by Minjong. Hyun-suk and Minjong then made their way to the underground parking lot. To their surprise, they encountered zombie One-Eye again. Although the zombie One-Eye has a strong body, it is never as flexible as a living person. Hyun-suk and Minjong successfully coordinated their efforts to push Wang-Ai to the ground. Hyun-suk stepped forward, lifting his baseball bat and delivering a fierce blow to the zombie Wang-Ai, finally killing him. However, before they could catch their breath, the now zombie Madame On suddenly crawled out from a corner. In an attempt to save Minjong, Hyun-suk was accidentally bitten by the zombie Madame On. In anger, Minjong quickly dispatched the zombie Madame On with the baseball bat. Hyun-suk, who was bitten, knew that he didn't have much time left and immediately said what he had buried in his heart. After saying their final goodbyes, Hyun-suk urged Minjong to leave quickly from there. But just as Hyun-suk and Minjong took a couple of steps, they froze in place as a set of false teeth fell out from Hyun-suk's pant leg. It turns out that Hyun-suk was not bitten by Madame An, and even the socks on Hyun-suk's feet did not have holes in them. The situation became quite awkward. In the end, Hyun-suk managed to lead Minjong to escape from the building. However, little did they know that not long after they left, One-Eye, lying on the ground, suddenly sat up. The movie ends. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time.